This one's just sad, man. It's sad. It just is. Conan's going off the air. It's been a long ride with Conan. I've been watching him for I'd say 7 years now, 6, 7 years when I first found out about him. And I've been hooked on him ever since. I think he is incredibly funny. I think he basically single-handedly keeps the late night industry beating with the way he is and how he presents himself and how he interviews people. I think the last year has been tough for everyone, I guess, in that industry specifically. But you can't teach funny. And Conan is hilarious. It's just true. Oh, this one's a tough one. This one really hits me. I don't know how to start this without being weird, you know? I don't know. Hey, NarendraTheComic here, and I do indeed feel all the ways. I feel all the feels right now, and I feel a lot of people who are the alternative, who are slightly off the beaten path, feel what I'm feeling right now, because Conan had this ability to engage everyone who maybe didn't want to be engaged. He had an ability to tell a story in a couple of words and get everyone laughing about it. I'm talking like I know the guy. I don't, but you feel like you do with some of these people who've been around in your life for a very long time. And the guy has had a career that most people would dream of having. He's had an incredible career, and it's because he is talented and he works really hard. While there are people in the office who don't work that hard, aka Senior Schlansky, he just created a very, very fun environment, and the fact he got done so dirty while he was in the industry to some degree, and he kept his head up and he pushed forward and persevered and created an entirely new product with his same team. And he said, I'm going to make sure that my team is okay. The entire team, the entire staff, in that moment where he kind of got shoved to the side, beaten down by NBC. I think it showed what type of person he was as an individual. And that, it was probably just after that when I started getting involved in watching bits and bobs of late night TV, understanding the history of it. And it really is an entirely different beast to anything else. It's like how I feel about most things. If you're going to try and understand something, you have to go back to the history books. You have to go back and watch the things or read about the things that happened before you were interested in the thing you're interested in now. It's like when I started watching wrestling when I was like 16, 17. The thing is, I was never really a wrestling fan before that. It just came on TV, I stumbled across it. And I never watched it when I was a kid. I was never allowed to. It was too violent. Asian household, you know, it's not really violence, guns, knives, wrestling, not allowed. And it was very, very non-PG back in the day. But I got to that point where I started watching it and I was like, this is really, really interesting. It was a different kind of storytelling that I had not seen before, really, because I didn't watch it. So I went back over 2, 3, 4 years while I was intermittently watching it, learning about wrestling history, learning about the greats, seeing what was done and how different the product is now to the way it was 30, 40 years ago, 20 years ago. And I did the same thing with late night. And Conan stands out for a reason. It's because he is intergenerational. It's because he can make anyone laugh. He is one of the GOATs at this. He is a comedian in all the best ways. And while with anyone you will not agree 100% with what they say, he is this weird beacon of, you don't always have to agree, but you can kind of be on the same page most of the time. And I think, you know, there are a couple of them who are like that. Jon Stewart, GOAT. Absolute GOAT. Trevor Noah's good. I don't think he's bad, but compared to Jon Stewart, I mean, it's not even comparable, really. It's not. Jon Stewart is iconic. David Letterman, absolutely outrageous. And you get to Craig Ferguson, someone who I think is so unbelievably underrated, and people who don't know, that's fine, you don't know, but people who know, who just belittle him, I don't get it, because the guy is freaking hilarious in every sense of the word. Conan is like this perfect mix of Craig Ferguson with Letterman, and it just kind of melds right. I don't know why, for me, that's kind of the vibe I get from Conan. He's this weird amalgamation of those two people. He's not as suave as Craig Ferguson, but he's got a bit of the sleaziness. But he's a bit professional in the David Letterman sense, and it just kind of worked. So it's gonna be hard to not see those random skits, those remotes from Conan, because there are some absolutely legendary remotes from Conan. And this is what I mean. I'm just thinking about all those times I was watching it, getting people who'd never watched late night TV. And I'm not someone who watched it before, but when I located and honed in on Conan, I was like, everyone needs to know about Conan O'Brien. And in the UK, he's not really a big figure. Like Jimmy Kimmel and Fallon, maybe more so, but they're not really popular here. But I actively made a choice to be like, have you heard of this guy Conan O'Brien? And this was like 6-7 years ago. And people would be like, no, I've never heard of him. You need to find this guy out. He is hilarious. My older sister didn't like him at all when I first started watching him. She was like, he's just a creep. I don't like him. After like 3 or 4 years, she was like, I actually find him really funny. I don't know why I was wrong all these years. And what shifted her was actually the Conan Across Borders show. When he went to Cuba, or he went to, where else was it? Germany with Flula. He is honestly so good at what he does. And it's sad that he's not going to be doing it anymore. But there will be some random remotes, I guess, on HBO Max, they said. I think that was it. Or on another streaming platform, Peacock, I'm not sure. No, definitely not Peacock, not NBC. But, you know, the guy is a living legend. Bringing it back to WWE, it's a Bret the Hitman Hart, I believe, term. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And with those 4 people I stated there, in Conan O'Brien, in David Letterman, in Craig Ferguson, and in Jon Stewart, I feel we saw, you know, the peak, the best, and I don't think it's going to come to that type of level ever again. It's sad. I don't think the new crop are up to it. I don't think they are funny enough. I don't think they are suave enough. I don't think they're creepy enough, to be honest, in all the right ways. So yeah, it doesn't mean the people now are bad. It just means that they're just not as good. And I think I can have that opinion, and I will stand by that. I guess you've just got to think about the good times. Remember, reminisce in those moments, because you'll always have them. We'll always have them. He's impacted a lot of people's lives, you know. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then Conan himself is gonna come after you. You don't want that. No, man's been a superhero. Man's been with Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. He's been doing a lot of stuff, all right? You don't want him coming after you. No, you really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic. You have been Graham. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. You've been doing it every day for over 2 years now. We ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe, pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, because the hashtag never not here, just how it goes. We also bring the bakwas. Bakwas means nonsense in Punjabi. Punjabi, yeah. You know, we do bits. We do bits, we do bobs. We kind of try to, well, that's about it. Yeah, see you tomorrow. More of the same, slightly different, but essentially, as I say, the very same once more. See you tomorrow. Skadoosh.